Okay. They were still setting their stuff up. They were nowhere near completed. Someone's been there all night waiting. And it was too dark to really film. In fact, it's too dark to film now. Really. All right. Windows 8. Okay. I want to talk about this. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of Metro. I am. I think it's sweet. I can see where Microsoft's going with it, and it's just so much more user friendly. Has it's easy on the eyes. I mean, it's everything. Everything about it is just smooth. Okay, and the applications they have on now for Windows 8 is what you can get on a smartphone. True. What I see what Microsoft's doing with adding, Jesus Christ, I hate when they do that. I hate when people begin their turn and they look like they're about to crash into you, even though they may not be crashing into you. It just appears that way because they're turning and their car's like right there. The car's right there on your left side, and you're like, you don't know if they're going to speed up or what, or if they see you. The lights are on, so I don't know, whatever. So Windows 8, people, get used to it. You can't move forward in computer technology if you are resistant to change. And I don't want to sound like an Obama speech, but it's going to kind of sound like one too. It's not a political thing either. Get used to it, people. It's going to happen. Desktop is being phased out. Okay? The desktop that we've been playing with since 1980 something, starting with the first Macintosh, starting with Microsoft Windows 1.0, the Windows that we've been playing with all these years is going to go bye-bye. It's dead. And here is the only issue I see is that corporations that are using proprietary software are going to have to redesign their apps to work in the Metro environment before Microsoft says we're going to get rid of desktop altogether. But you know what? It's gone. It's dead. Just expect it. Windows 8, maybe not. Windows 9, probably not. Windows 10, I'm making a prediction today. And I said this in the last video, the video I uploaded last night on July 30th. Windows, Microsoft Windows is not going to be called Windows anymore. I think Microsoft's going to come up with a new name for it. It's not going to be Metro either. As we know, Microsoft is changing the name of Metro to something else. We don't know what that name is yet. And I'm not saying this by support for Microsoft Metro, whatever it's going to be called, because I'm a Microsoft fan. I'm saying this because, you know what? We don't design the software. We don't. We're not in charge of the software development. We're not the ones that determine what the future of Microsoft Windows. If you don't like the way it looks, get some venture capital and start your own OS, operating system, that can be installed on billions of computers throughout the world, sitting on desktops of every business user out there. Can you do that? Maybe you can. There's a possibility. You can put Microsoft out of business. And you know what? I want to go with the ones that everybody uses. Because I'm the kind of person that likes standards. I like standards. And right now, desktop is considered standard. Windows 7 is a standard. Macintosh is not substandard, but it's an alternative. just like Linux is an alternative. Apple is probably the most popular alternative operating system out there, and it does have some compatibilities with a lot of software that people do use in the corporate business, and if they can't use Macintosh, they have a Windows emulator that can be imported into a Macintosh environment so that people can still work and do stuff on their Macs and do what they can do on a PC on a Mac, you know. But so if you really like Mac, get another Mac and just get a Windows emulator. You know, it's available. It's not free. Well, I'm sure there's free clients out there, but if you really want a good one, pay for one. It's not that expensive. But here's what you got to look at, folks, is that Microsoft, what they're trying to do is bring everything together. My phone, I have an Android right now. My Android does not work with any other device unless I have an Android tablet. Okay. An iPhone, in the core of the iPhone, doesn't work like a Macintosh. But if you design a Windows 8 application Metro style, it will work on your phone, it will work on your computer, laptop, desktop, everything. Tablet, doesn't matter. You can have a tablet, you can have a laptop, you can have a desktop and a Windows Phone 8, and the same software will work on all four of those platforms. You might have to make some alteration, you know, alter a little bit, do a little bit of cosmetic changes because of the size of the screen, but the overall core of your application will still work the same. And this is where I posted something on Facebook about a year ago, I think. I had to find that post, and you know what? I'm going to copy and paste that post into this show's description because I want you guys to see this. It won't fit within the YouTube description because it's only 2,000 characters long, but what I'm going to do is maybe put the first few paragraphs and then put a link to the Facebook post as well as the post that's on sHiZ.us, which is going to contain the whole entire post. And the reason I want to do that because I want to show you guys my idea of the perfect environment. My Windows Phone is with me all the time. I mean, okay, I'm going to get a Windows Phone 8 when it comes out in about, I probably will be able to buy one sometime in October, November-ish. When the Surface Windows 8 Pro come out, I'm getting the 8 Pro. I'm not getting the RT version. Because, yes, I still need desktop because, video editing programs are still desktop ran. Unless Sony comes out with a Metro-fied version of editing software, I'm going to need a Windows 8 Pro in order to edit my videos. You know, I need that capability. I'm sure there's going to be other softwares out there that can work in Windows Metro that will have enterprise professional video editing capabilities in the Metro environment. And it's a music making software like Propellerhead Reason is something I want to get to eventually. I want to get the latest Propellerhead Reason. I love Reason. I like the music engine of it. And other music software, like Sony Acid and stuff like that. So I'm sure that in the first few years of Windows 8 release, there's going to be a lot of applications that are still going to only be able to run on a desktop environment. It's not going to be able to run in Metro because it's not designed for Metro. But eventually, a lot of these software companies, the major ones, I'm not talking about a small company, but a lot of the major companies will have to step up and start making Metro apps for their applications in order for it to work on Windows 8 because eventually desktop is going away. That's my prediction. In my post on Facebook, I said that I would like to see a phone. This is my actual post. A phone that's also a computer when you're out and about, it works as a mobile phone. Chipset based, low power, but it's still powerful enough. And I even mentioned that it can be dual core when it's in mobile mode. But anytime you need to turn it into a laptop, that same phone can be as powerful as a laptop. Can be powerful as a laptop, and will become a laptop. Okay, so, and I'm thinking like a phone that can connect to a device, like a wider screen, to give you that bigger screen that you want. You just flip it up, or you connect the phone to it, and it's like a little attachment, kind of like how the Surface connects the keyboard. I was thinking that the phone will do the same, or it can probably slide in, like you have a monitor, and the phone slides in, and you have a bigger screen. But the phone is powering the whole system, and you maybe have some extra battery packs in the screen itself. Then, from your tablet, you can connect it to even a bigger screen, and that same phone, which is also a computer, will operate as if it's a computer. And this is something I mentioned in my Facebook post. They probably stole my idea, who knows? But I don't think they didn't exactly steal it, but what they did is that they made the Windows Phone 8 strictly core base, had the same core base as Windows 8. I think that's an excellent idea because I designed an app. Let's say I designed a video editing, audio editing, music production software, metrofied, and it's beautiful. Okay, it works great on a desktop computer, and it works wonders on tablet. Great. Then I want to import it where people can do it on their phone as well. Now I have to maybe redesign the UI for it, but the core of the application will still work the same. And I have all the same features on my phone as I do on my tablet or desktop computer. Keep in mind that a tablet and a phone may not have as much power, so rendering a video may take a long time. But if you plug it into your desktop computer, which will be synchronized by way of SkyDrive, if I somehow synchronized it, right, it will automatically import my session and then render my video within seconds. This is the future. Metro is not the future that you saw in, I couldn't think of the name of the movie, but the movie is called Minority Report. I can't even say it. Minority Report. Minority Report and Avatar and other movies like that where they show these, augmented reality displays and, just really interesting technology. That is not Metro, but it's where it's going. Touch all the way. And let me tell you something. When your monitor gives out, when was the last time you saw a monitor, a CRT monitor? It's probably been a long time, right? In the next 5 or 10 years, your monitor will have to be replaced. And guess what's going to be available? Touchscreen monitors. Touchscreen monitors will come down in price. You're going to be able to pick up a 24-inch touchscreen monitor. And if you do want a big screen, and I imagine the 45-inch Samsung TV or Sony is going to have a Windows 8 or 9 or 10, 20, whatever, system in it, built into it, with Xbox component installed, with Connect. So instead of just using gestures or touchscreen, you can sit at your couch and gesture your way through like you do if it was a touchscreen monitor. So this is the future. Get used to it. Metro is the way to go. And utilizing the Metro on a desktop that doesn't have touchscreen, it is not that hard. Imagine how hard it was when you first picked up the mouse. I'm talking about the old folks. I'm talking about young kids who were born in the year 2000 or 1990. I'm talking about people who were born in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, who were used to working in DOS or working on an Apple computer, like Apple IIe, Apple IIgs, and all that, TI-994A, Texas Instruments, Commodore 64, there was no mouse. How much time did it take you to get used to a mouse? Not that long. It didn't take you that long. It took a little bit of adjustment, but just like a weatherman standing in front of a blue screen doing weather, where he has to gesture things backwards in order to point at a certain cloud on the screen, you're going to have to do the same. It will just take just a little bit of time for you to get used to using a mouse in Metro. It won't take that, and something is going on. You can probably hear that. Fire trucks everywhere. They're going somewhere. I guess it's not here. Oh, they're going to the emergency room. Oh, that's right. There's a small emergency room over here. It's not like a hospital, but it's like a portable emergency room facility. Just right here. Nice to know, because there really isn't a hospital anywhere near where we live. It's pretty far away. So they set up these little portable emergency room situations, and I guess they treat you, patch you up, and if you need more, then they at least keep you alive. I guess they do whatever they can to keep you alive, and if they need to keep you overnight, then they ship you over to an actual hospital where you can spend a night or something. I don't know, but so that's the thing, folks. Get used to it. I'm saying this over and over again because I'm so pissed off at the stuff I'm reading about how people want their start button back. They want the desktop to show up when they turn on their computer. You're not going to, in the next 5 years, 95, I'm making a prediction here, 95% of your apps will be Metro. If you're not going to go to desktop anymore anyway. In fact, I even wrote Sony, my favorite video editing software. If I had $600, I'll pay for it. But I'm going to get the $200 version. But anyway, and I asked them, are you going to come up with a Metro version of your software? They haven't run me back yet. But the thing is, I'm sure that a lot of these software companies are going to have to create desktop versions and Metro versions. And the reason why they want to create desktop versions, because that's going to continue to run on people's machines that still have Windows 7. But in the next 5 years, your Windows 7 machine is going to go out. In the next 5 years, because they don't make computers like they used to. Computers will break down. And the computer will only last as long as, a computer can probably last 5 years, and that's it. And a corporate computer can probably last 10 years. Because they can re-image and and do things to make it last longer. 10 years at the most. I would say within the next 10 years, you're going to see Metro everywhere. I can see that even Apple is going to take on their own version of Metro, or whatever it's going to be called in the future. They're going to have to go to Metro, and they'll probably come up with their own version, their own UI, that's going to be nice and sweet. But they're going to come up with something new, because they're going to be in competition with Microsoft. And I really do believe that Windows, if not Windows 8, Windows 9 is going to be something to look at. It's going to be something that is going to blow our minds. And I think Microsoft is going to lead. Unless a new startup starts up and comes up with something even better. Who knows? But desktop is gone. I'm sorry. Oh, here's another example. Chromebooks. I know I'm rambling. Excuse me for that. Chromebooks is completely browser-based. All your apps are offline or online, and it's going to run straight through your Chrome browser. That's it. You turn on the computer, and then the first thing that pops up is Chrome. It's completely Chrome-based. You will not be using any type of installs or anything like that. Only thing you're going to do is click on a button, and it opens up an HTML5 application. Okay? That's it. And if you're online, you can access online content. If you're not online, I'm guessing that you'll go to, do stuff offline too. And I may purchase a Chromebook one day just to see what it's like, because I love gadgets, and if I had, like I said before, if I have all the money in the world, which I will buy every single gadget out there: iPad, Chromebook, Nexus 7, iPhone, Windows Phone, Android. I'll get everything. I'll have it all. But until then, I'm going to get what I need. And what I need is a good laptop that I can do my video on. I want the Surface tablet, and I want a Windows Phone 8. That's what I need, because that I need for business. Because I am selling Microsoft products, therefore I want to have Microsoft products. I sell Microsoft products, so I need Microsoft products. That's it. All right. I rambled on too long here. Time for me to get inside and do some shopping. I don't know how long this video is. I'm going to have to find some way to edit it. Maybe make this a separate video. Woo, 21 minutes. Wow.